for you because you're going to realize that you can manifest what you want no matter what. And sorry, my light is a little bit off. I don't know what it's doing, but we don't care about that because today is all about you and how you can manifest no matter what. There's nothing in your way, and you gotta understand this. You gotta step back into your power and realize how powerful you are. Realize that you are the creator of your reality. Realize that you hold the keys to manifest what you want by remembering that you already have it, by remembering that you can be the version of yourself now who feels powerful, who feels radiant, who feels magnetic, who is full of energy. And sometimes we're holding ourselves back just through the thoughts that we are automatically thinking and the emotions that we're generating, but that has to stop, and it's all in your power. Now, sorry for the light. This is so weird. Okay, so before I get started, my name is Julia. I'm a manifestation coach. I post manifestation and emotional healing content here on YouTube and as well on Instagram. If you want to check out Instagram and all the amazing content that I'm providing there, then check out the links in the description below. Also, if you're wanting to work with me, that sometimes can be very, very helpful, then the links to my online shops are below. My online shop is below. And last but not least, I'm going to release an amazing self-concept course very, very soon. And that self-concept course is about how to stop obsessing over a specific person and get back into your amazing, radiant, juicy, self-loving self-concept. That's what we're going to talk about in that course. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be released in the next few weeks, and I'm so excited about that. Now, let's get started with today's video. Today, I woke up and I had some thoughts that didn't feel good. And I realized these thoughts didn't feel good because they are thoughts from my old reality. And, I could have bought into them and I could have taken them seriously. Or I could have done what I did, and that is realizing that I can see the thoughts, I can see the old beliefs, the old emotions, the old convictions and the assumptions, and say, that's interesting. And that's what I did. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. I got curious about the thoughts, about the obstacles that my mind was producing just out of an old habit that just kept popping up. And I was like, I don't want to feel that way. It's okay that I'm feeling that way, and you should never, make yourself wrong for what you're feeling. But I'm like, I was deeply feeling because I have already worked on that old reality enough. I was deeply feeling that it's not necessary right now for me to go into that old reality. It's really not necessary. I've worked on that. I know that I can have what I want. I know my new reality. And I'm not willing to make this day about my old reality. And I stepped back, I stepped into my observer role, and I just got curious about, okay, what are these old thoughts? What are these old emotions? What are they saying? And I just got curious because I know the more I understand my old reality, the more I become aware of it, and the less attached I am to it actually being true. That's when I'm curious about that, that's the energy that I'm creating. It's just like detachment from the old reality. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That's just an old story. I'm not taking it personally. And what happens when you do that is that you are removing all obstacles. What happens when you're doing that, when you're becoming curious about your old reality, is you're creating space between you and the old reality. Whereas when you're taking it so seriously and you're saying, oh my God, I can't believe this is coming up. Why am I feeling that way? This is so annoying. This day is gonna be shit. I'm gonna create shitty manifestations now. Why am I not further along my journey? Why is this happening to me? I cannot believe this is happening. It feels so bad. When instead of doing that, when you're stepping back and you're just saying, one, it's okay that I'm feeling that way. 2, I'm here for myself and supporting myself through the process. And 3, but I don't take it so seriously. It's just a a story. It's just my own beliefs, my own perception, my own emotions, and my own thoughts. Do you see how powerful that is? Instead of saying, I'm so scared of that specific person showing up that way, and I'm so scared that the money's not gonna come, and I'm so scared that this or that is going to happen. Instead of saying that, it's like, I'm not scared of that because it's just my own perception. It's really just my own perception. When you're saying that, you are stepping back into your creator self, because your creator self, your God self, your source is not identified with anything in your reality, because your source knows, your creator self knows, you already know that you're creating everything. And no matter what happens in your reality, you choose the meaning that you want to give it. Even if negative circumstances would pop up, you could always see that as an opportunity for you to grow, to detach a little more, and to become more self-loving. Even if the worst circumstance would show up today in my life, I would have the choice to say, I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing to love myself. I'm choosing to understand myself. I'm choosing to show up for myself, no matter what anybody else is doing. And can you see, when you're choosing yourself so powerfully, when you're choosing consciousness so powerfully, that it will be a catalyst for growth, it will be a catalyst for self-love, and it will also reduce the meaning of circumstances in your life. Because really, no matter what happens, you can only win. Let's say that a specific person shows up in a way that is not favorable. You have two choices. You can act out of love or out of fear. When you act out of fear, then you've already lost. When you act out of love, then again, you have two choices. You can communicate with them, or you can not communicate with them. The second one being already, again, actually fear. So let's not get too involved in this example, because I don't want to confuse you. But what I'm trying to say here is, you always have two choices. And if you are afraid of your reality, it just shows you that there are some deeper insights to be had. So let's say, even if you would have a fear reaction, it's still your choice to start and see that, understand where it's coming from, and then choose your new identity again. And what I was trying to say with that example, and I really didn't explain it so well the first time around, but what I was trying to say, so let me try again, is that even if somebody or some specific person who is important to you shows up in an unfavorable way, you could still make that be positive for you. Because if that person is really showing up in such an unfavorable way, maybe it's time to set some boundaries, or maybe it's time to communicate clearly what you need. And maybe they will then adjust and start meeting your needs. And if they don't do that, if they are not willing to give you the bare minimum of respect, then what does that tell you? Does that tell you that you're miserable? Does that tell you that your reality is shit and that you're a bad manifestor? No, of course not. You don't have to put that meaning on it, and I would never do that. Unless I'm completely unconscious, but I would never recommend doing that. Instead, what I would be doing and what you should be doing is saying, oh, that's feedback for me to put caught up with my new self-concept, so I'm going to give them some time and space to adjust and to reflect on the meaning and the value that I have in their life, and how much I deserve to be honored and loved and shown up for. I don't have to give my permission to people showing up in bad ways, to people showing up in ways that are dishonoring me. And when you deeply know that, then actually when somebody's not showing up the way that you want them to, will always give you the two choices to either give them permission to do that and going into that old reality, or not give them permission to do that. And if you don't give them permission to do that, then doesn't mean that you have to push them away full force. You always have choices. You can communicate with them and give them the benefit of the doubt and invite them into your new reality where you are honored, where you are really important, and see if they are ready to step up their game. And if they're not, there's no worries. It's just the old version of them. Then you can go within and connect to the new version of them who would always want to meet your needs, who would always be so open to seeing how they can show up with you. And of course, you would do the same for them. But you don't have to accept the bare minimum in your life. And when you really realize that, then there are no obstacles. I'm explaining this, so let's go back to the topic of this video. You can manifest what you want no matter what. I'm explaining this because sometimes we are getting distracted with negative circumstances or unfavorable circumstances so much that we are creating the obstacle. And what I was trying to explain is that you are creating the obstacle. So stop creating the obstacle. Start seeing that the obstacle is not an obstacle. It's just something that you're creating in your mind. And then start creating something else. And start giving everything in your reality the meaning that you're getting your manifestation. Everything you can give the meaning to any circumstance that you're getting your manifestation by saying, oh, that's just the old version. Oh, I'm gonna give them some distance and they're gonna adjust. They're gonna come around. They're gonna understand my value. And meanwhile, I'm here in my inner reality, in my new reality. I'm projecting that out. I'm giving that energy to everybody, no matter the circumstances. That's the energy that I'm giving. I'm giving love, I'm giving understanding with healthy boundaries. And when you're walking around and having that beaming energy pouring outside of you, one, you're going to attract or create much less negative circumstances. And secondly, when there are circumstances, because sometimes things can pop up, sometimes triggers can come up, you are able to use them in a way that is going to be a catalyst for you to go even deeper into your new reality and become even more independent of what's going on out there. That's the meaning of manifestation, is that you are the new version first, and then your reality is going to reflect that back to you. It's not, I hope that they're gonna change so I can feel better. No, I'm changing, I'm investing in myself. And that all starts with, I'm giving myself love, I'm giving myself understanding, I'm giving myself compassion while I'm not yet fully conformed yet. But I know that these are the steps that need to happen before I'm expecting anything from the 3D. And until the 3D is fully conformed and I'm receiving all the abundance and all the love and all the attention and affection and communication that I desire, until then I'm going to honor myself through the ups and downs. And that is going to get pushed out eventually. And I'm going to honor myself through the process, knowing that I can have whatever I want. You can have whatever you want because you are consciousness and everything. Excuse me, I'm maybe a little bit too passionate today. But like, this is so important. Like, your consciousness, everything happens within your consciousness. And if everything happens within your consciousness, then any perceived obstacle is malleable, is, you know, you can change it because it's just an object in your perception. Any obstacle is just a story that you're telling yourself that makes you feel stuck. So tell a different story. Soothe yourself out of the old story, create a different story. You gotta understand this. Too often we're buying into the 3D reality and we're thinking, oh, that's such a big obstacle. Oh, I cannot manifest it because this happened or because of the past circumstances. Now I cannot manifest money or the relationship I desire, or my specific person will not fall for me because something happened in the past. Like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, like, let's stop this bullshit. No, we're not thinking like that anymore. You have to realize that you are the creator of your reality. You have to realize that you are choosing your thoughts. And if you're sitting depressed down on your sofa or lying down depressed in your bed, then You deserve love, compassion, and you deserve to show up for yourself. And it's okay to have days where you feel like that or moments where you feel like that. But remember that you have the choice to give yourself what you need to shift out of that. And I don't mean like I have off moments. I struggled with depression, so I have old moments where my old reality is creeping in powerfully, but now I know what to do. And all the tools are on this channel. And I will release more courses, and I have courses on my online shop that you can use to hone in on your new reality and to heal yourself out of your old reality. But the point that I'm getting at is, even when something pops up that feels draining or bad, you have so many resources available to you on this channel, on other channels, in online courses, in books, in yourself, to show up for yourself. And sometimes this will look like, crying and being there for yourself while you're crying, and that's okay. And sometimes this will look like, no, I'm not gonna have a bad day today. I'm not gonna give into those thoughts for the millionth time. I've worked through that. Only you know which way to go. Only you know which way is the right way for you. But I can tell you that there is a way, because you're creating the way. And even when you are having obstacles that are coming up, you can tell yourself, you know what? I'm curious about them. I'm curious about them because I love myself, because I deserve to release the attachment to struggling. I deserve to release the attachment to my old reality. And because I deserve that, I'm willing to show up for myself, even on bad days, even when I have an off moment. I'm especially curious because I know if I understand how I'm creating that, because you are creating that, when I understand how I'm buying into that and keep on letting that energy be alive in my reality, then I will be so much better at shifting. I will be so much better at manifesting. Because as I said in my last video, you have to deconstruct the old house, the old reality, before you build a new house on the same ground, before you build a new reality in the same consciousness. And you deserve that. There are no obstacles. There's only your mind being used to struggling. So recognize, whenever you're struggling, recognize that it's just thoughts, it's just emotions, and together they formed a reality that you're believing in and assumptions that you're holding on to. And if it doesn't feel good, then open your consciousness to it, let it in, and look at it. Like a scientist, look at your reality, become curious. It's not about the future. It's never about the future. Isn't that exciting? Your manifestation will come now. Your manifestation is coming now. Maybe there's something within your consciousness that you are looking at right now that is like kind of blinding you to see that right now there's the manifestation. Right now, here's the manifestation right now in this very moment. But you are looking at the obstacle and you're refusing to see that, I'm just holding that obstacle in front of my face, so I cannot see what's right in front of me. In my consciousness, it's right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at this obstacle as I'm having here right now, and I'm gonna see, it's my own hands. Oh, now I can see the screen again. But I have to look at it to realize, if I'm just saying oh my god, it's so bad, I cannot see anything, it's my own hands. That's really it, and it's literally how it is with your own thoughts and perceptions. It's you are so bought into your obstacles that you really think that they're true, not realizing that, I'm just thinking that that's so bad. I'm just thinking that that's how it's going to be forever. And let me give you a specific, am I going to give you a specific person example? Am I or am I not? You know what? I'm going to talk about specific person in the next video. And for today, we're at 20 minutes. For today, I think you learned enough. So realize your obstacle is just your perception. Get to know it, become curious about it, and then allow yourself, once you're ready, once you've soothed yourself, go into your new reality. All right. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.